today the agenda is for me to explain what is AI and explain different types of AI, explain you what are the opportunities that you have in AI. And also I will explain not only because I think you people know that a lot of people will think ChatGPT is one of the wonder of AI. So a lot of people think, oh, ChatGPT is AI, so I like it. So yes, ChatGPT is good, but we are here to not only tell you how GPT works, but also we are here to explain how ChatGPT is developed. So what is the background? So how a ChatGPT or similar projects are developed, and how they're developed, and what is the exact, what is the like technology behind it. Example, large language models, agentic AI, LangChain. So this is all kind of technologies which actually making ChatGPT running successfully. So similarly, we have hundreds of applications that you people are seeing in day-to-day life, and we are here to explain how those technologies are developed. Okay, so we are like opening the box of, it's like example, you take ChatGPT as a black box. We will show you what is inside the black box, how it is built. Okay, so we are not only telling how to use ChatGPT, we will tell how ChatGPT is built. And we can explain you also today what is a typical AI development life cycle. Okay, because AI is no more a what you called no more a hype, or AI is no more a something to show off. AI is a part of development cycle now. Okay, so if you nowadays without AI, no company is existing. So AI is part of the core development now, and there is a development life cycle for AI. Similarly, like software development life cycle, we'll explain you what is that life cycle, which is different. You might have not seen in Google also, but we have will show you how that works, and the whole future of AI is how that particular development life cycle works. And also we will explain you the pillars of AI. Okay, as you said, what is the base of AI? For example, a company want to develop a new AI project. What is the main technologies that you people have to know? How they are built? What do they consider? What is that we need it? So that's about what are the pillars of AI projects. And finally, this is coming to you. If you want to get ready for the future, if you want to actually go and work in AI projects, or if you want to secure your future, you have to know certain skills. If you don't know that skills, it will be very difficult for any of us to survive without having AI skills. Okay, so I will explain you what are the skills required. AI is like intelligence. So if you go back to the roots, what is AI? AI is like developing an intelligence to give some outcome to the person who want to talk to us. So it's like what is artificial intelligence? So developing the intelligence over the period of time and give a better outcome is what artificial intelligence. So it is like developing intelligence artificially and providing the outcome. So what is intelligence here? Very simple. So if you see the analogy that I had done, it's very important. When a baby is born, and compare that the baby's brain is like a large language model. So when you actually developing AI model, the first thing that we need to do, I'm not talking about basic, writing statistical algorithms, or not like writing some basic, statistical model, and that days are gone. We're talking about the basic of how a baby's brain works. That's called large language model. So the first thing that when we are developing AI, we need to take a large language model, a model which is untrained, which don't know anything about, like a baby. So baby know about anything? If you take a baby from India, Africa, Japan, China, all the babies behave same because they're not trained and it is not having any intelligence. But the model is there. So you have a model. So you thought, okay, let's start. Example, OpenAI. You have a basic model, but nobody, I mean, we can't actually do anything with that. Or we have LLM, Llama, or DeepSeek. We got the basic large language model. Take it, but we can't do anything until unless it is like a baby. It can cry or it can eat. So that's the basic. But now how we are developing, and it is, guys, this AI, it is not generic. Every company will have to develop their own AI model because every company have their own problem. Example, you take insurance, they have a problem. Automation, automotive industry, they have one problem that they want to solve. If they want to solve the problem, what they do, the first of all, they take a model like a baby. Next, they will insert the baby with the data. Example, you are in automotive world, then you will start reading the books as if like the baby is reading the books. Similarly, the model will be trained with data. Example, the baby is reading a lot of law or related to law or like solicitors or compliance. Then basically the baby will become a lawyer. So it starts reading books. The more you would read the law books, the more the baby will become like a lawyer. That's the fundamental. So if you're taking maths, you will read maths. So you will become a engineer, or you would want to become a doctor, then you will actually read doctor related books. So that is nothing but data. So what data you are giving, based on the data, the brain will evolve. That is the second level of how the intelligence is developed. The third level, once the model is built, but that is not enough. Okay, because nowadays you may see there's some chatbot. Chatbot also will have some learning. But the problem is, if you want to become a smarter, what is the difference between ChatGPT 4 and ChatGPT 5? ChatGPT 5 is more smarter than ChatGPT 4. The answers will be different. How? Why the model is more smarter? Is because it actually develops a lot of prompts. So, I mean, develops a lot of history. So the people, there is a lot of companies. These companies started using that particular bots. Example, like when you become bigger, you will have friends. If you have friends who are talking in English, then organically, even though you are learning law, but you will become an English speaking lawyer. Or if you're Telugu people friends, then you will become a Telugu lawyer. If you become Hindi, then you are a good lawyer, but you know Hindi. So you talk more of that. So the depends upon the circle who is around you, then you will become more intelligent. Why? The more you use it, the more you are becoming the friends, the more, example, you don't have any friends. So you're less intelligent. You have so many friends. Then you start becoming more smarter. That's the reason why we will ask people to go to schools, not read alone or home alone. Because the more you talk to the people around you who have a similar knowledge, then you will become more smarter. So that is how you will. Now the next level is prompt templates or prompt engineering. This is something which came new. This is very important, guys. So now, even though you are learning and you are developing your skills, but suddenly your teacher or a mother will come and tell about something. Okay, so listen carefully. What your teacher will tell. If you have a books and if you have friends, why do we need a teacher, guys? Okay, you may think, what is the difference between chart history and chart prompt? Prompt is nothing but you are explaining the model to do exactly like this. You have to do like this. You have to behave like a lawyer. You should be disciplined. That's a very good word. You should be disciplined. Example, you become a lawyer, you should be having a black coat. You should be disciplined. You cannot talk about, you yourself should be more disciplined. You cannot talk about anything illegal, and you should be very much behave like a lawyer. And that is something that someday started in top of our head, and that is very much impactful for me. And I don't take it a learning curve, but this is something I have to do it. That's called prompt engineering. You might have learned there is a new thing called prompt engineering, and that's called prompt template. So prompt template is a technology which will make the model to exactly work in that specific way. It is not about learning it, how to follow it. There's a different dimension of making making your model better. So that is how then you become more disciplined. Okay. And finally, after you become a little bit like a young boy. So what happens? You will become nice. You will become fresh. You're like a fresher. You are a new to example. You become a lawyer. So you become as a fresher in the lawyer. Okay, but will you be able to? Will you be able to go and do the work straight away? Or will you be able to handle the whole thing? Not yet. Even though you have some particular skills, you can be elite chat GPT. So that is nothing but a model which is ready to go, but it need little bit more experience. So you can actually use the model elite chat GPT kind of model. So once after that level, you can start, but you are like a early, like you have a girlfriend. You talk to the girlfriend and you listen to the girlfriend, but what are you telling to the girlfriend is not experienced. You will be like casually, you both will be talking in a very nice way, but you are not both experienced. You are like still learning. Final model is once you test the model, you train the model, somebody use it internally, finally, then you will release the model to the end user. And that's called final AI model. And that model is nothing but is equivalent to you where you are handling the whole family yourself. Okay. And that particular family 90% of when you become a younger and you have a family, you don't do any mistakes because at that time you are a matured model. Okay, that is how the intelligent is developed, guys. That is exactly how even your chat GPT is developed. Okay, initially they have a model, they put the data and then they will ask, make it use, somebody start using the model and then they implement prompt template on top of that. Example, you can see if you take chat GPT, guys, you can see here there is something called, you can have a different GPTs. Okay, you can see here you can have a scholar GPT, you can be a lawyer, you can be an astrologer, you can be a image generator. So this is nothing but the same model with having a different prompts. So a teacher, you have a model, but with a different, you are MPC student or BPC student or you are a law student. So we have multiple models in ChatGPT, but it behaves differently. So that is how our your particular ChatGPT is nothing but similar, but you have a different prompt templates. Okay. Finally, you become, then your model will become better, and finally you can use it. Okay. That is how the AI is developed. When we come, that is how the intelligence is developed when compared to human. Human. That is how there is a common that how the intelligence is developed. Similarly, the AI, any AI model will be developed like this only. Okay, makes sense. Hope you understood what is AI now and how it is developed.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, and coming back to different types of AI, which we discussed previously. Yeah, there are different types of AI. I'm not talking about right now. What we are talking about is Gen AI, guys, mostly. But there are different type of AI, which is nothing but visual AI, which is image recognition. We got text to speech and text to conversation. It's like, Alexa and your Siri. This is a different AI. Interactive AI like ChatGPT. Functional AI like robots. That is a one kind of AI. And sentiment analysis, supply risk management. This is nothing but, as I said, analytical AI, which is not, we can't see visually, but a lot of these companies have fraud detection and all, they do analytical AI. So that is also different. That is one type of AI. So we have different types of AI, and don't think that Chat GPT is one AI. There are multiple AIs. Okay, this is a different varieties of AI, and all the areas things are moving, guys. Even you can see Tesla is developing a robo. Chat GPT is coming with a new one, and there is a new, new version of Alexa, and voice recognition is coming, and even the customer support. They're not only chat support; they're developing the humanoids. Like you can recognize the voice and it can react. So it's like a text. So AI is developing in multiple areas. Okay. And coming back to this, maybe a fundamental question, guys. I know I'm going too fast in AI, but let us take one step back. What is different jargons that you people are learning about AI? So now in this area, AI is nothing but they are from fundamental concepts of AI. Let me go one by one. Okay. So first of all, any AI should have an algorithm called deep learning. Deep learning is nothing but your learning skills. Okay, so what is a deep learning? Is like it is a program which is part of, I would say, large language model is very high level I'm talking about, but underneath that you have deep learning is nothing but a concept where you can learn something which is a learning curve over the period of time. So we have a learning algorithm, and that learning part is called deep learning. On top of that, we have machine learning. So machine learning is nothing but you give the data to the deep learning, and then that will become a machine learning model. So you have a learning aspect. On top of that, you give some data, then it will become a machine learning model. So an algorithm which can learn plus data, which will become a machine learning model. And finally, there is something called NLP. I think you might have listened about it. NLP on top of machine learning model is called large language model, which is ChatGPT for OpenAI, for an example. So what is NLP? NLP is nothing but large language processing. Means it understands the human. It is like, language translator. So example, take the baby one. After 3 to 4 years, the baby will understand what you're telling, and you can understand what baby is telling. Example, baby will talk to you, but it won't be talking accurately. Or you talk something in a different way, but baby will still understand. What does that mean? They have natural language processing. So that is why the OpenAI or ChatGPT is so famous, that you type anything in ChatGPT, it understands. So that is exactly called natural language processing, NLP, which is nothing but it understands the context. Doesn't matter how you write, it understands and give the result. So that particular understanding skills is called NLP. Okay. So hope you understood the differences between this. And on top of that, everything included is called artificial intelligence. Okay. Now let us go to the next topic, guys. Yeah. What are the different roles in AI? Okay. You can see here I had carefully written down by doing a lot of research about different roles. So you people you may be doing something similar, but what you have to become, this is the feature of you, is you need to have this, you need to be one of these roles. Otherwise, you are gone. What is the roles currently working? AI engineer. So what is the technique called if you're a software developer or software engineer? If you're a developer having some development skills, you should become an engineer. Or even though you don't have a development, you learn little bit of knowledge of ML and AI, and you can become an AI engineer. So AI engineer is the person who develops the models, who develop anything. Okay, you don't need to be having a lot of coding skills, but if you know the domain, I mean, some fundamentals like, as I said, large language models and chaining and all these things, we can explain you in the boot camp. But if you know that fundamentals and if you have a little bit of coding skills, you become an AI engineer. But for all these roles, the fundamentals of AI is this. Okay, so these all projects which I'm talking about, your internal project, or you are developing a project for external users, or you are a startup company, or you are a large company like even Tesla, or you are working for Google, any of these particular AI development companies or projects that you are working will have this as their fundamental. These are the fundamental pillars of how that particular model will be developed. So what are the fundamental pillars? The pillars of any of a development model is, first of all, they should have, as I said, they should develop a machine learning model based on the data. That is one important thing. So you need to develop a model based on the data and based on the your millions records of data. So you create a machine learning model. That is one pillar. Second part of that particular any of the project is you also even though you have a model, you need to know what is the end to end. Okay, so this is all good, but if you are developing, you need to have a domain knowledge. Why this domain knowledge? As I said, it is nothing but for you to plan how to develop, how to solve the problem. Example, what kind of example? Same thing. You need to have a specific example. I cannot say I will develop a chat GPT for a bank. Why? If I say, people will laugh, because I do. Even though I might have data, I might have taken millions of records of data from, I might have buy the data from a bank, and then I'll think, okay, I'll become a bank AI. But obviously I can't become, because I need domain knowledge also. Okay, so this information about how to operate and how the banking works is important. And the machine learning model will come through a history of data. You need to have a history, you should have knowledge. And third important part of any of the AI project is your large language model. Okay, so you need to have use some language model, and we have hundreds of large language models nowadays. Okay. Finally, the pillars of, again, AI engineering is prompt engineering and the tools. So basically, what are the tools? The tools are nothing but, as I said, Grok. Grok is one of the tools which I'm discussing. So there are multiple tools to use to develop AI. Like example, Streamlit, Fast API. Those are some tools. So that tools combined with LLM and your prompt engineering and machine learning model will become the complete end-to-end AI solution, including agentic AI. My point of view, agentic AI is nothing but multiplication of one particular model. So when you have developed a model, technically that model can be an agent, and that you have multiple agents that become agentic AI. So example, if you have a company, if you want to think that, okay, can I want to develop an AI, you can develop it. I mean, there are some tools which you need coding. There are tools which don't need coding. There are some tools to actually write the whole code. If you go to DeepSeek 5, I can create an end-to-end agentic AI. Okay, I can do that. There are tools to do it. Then you can say, sir, what is the use of you? But I will tell you how to do it. Okay, exactly. And finally, coming to very detailed, guys. Once you are in developing mode of this, these are the basic technologies that you need to definitely know. This is exactly what I will teach in the bootcamp as well in detail. But there's some very nice top tools that people are using in AI, which is ruling the whole world. Okay, LangChain, Langsmith, chart prompt templates, chart history tools, chaining the models. There's something called LangChain. So it chains the models between multiple LLMs. Finally, storing the data into a vector store so that the data can be readable, and developing a application which is model agnostic. As I said, we should be able to develop not only on OpenAI. If you want to develop any other AIs also, you should have some technology which can be LLM agnostic, so you can switch the models anytime. Finally, there's something called Streamlit, which is used to develop your UI. I'll show you that demo in a minute. And finally, even you should be able to integrate your AI with APIs. So these are the top tools nowadays trending in market. Don't say that this is the only thing. Yeah, there may be other tools are doing better, like different technologies, but this is the technologies that I know, and we will teach you this. Okay. So finally, after learning these tools, how you can make your particular AI better. So finally, before I show the projects, guys, I will tell how I developed this particular tools. Okay. So as I said, if you have data, if you have a model, you should have a data, and you have model, and you have large language model, and we chain the model with the machine learning model, and then you link with the data, and you also make the model better by giving a chart prompts. So basically, this all is including will become one smart AI agent. Who is smart agent? Is nothing but a LLM model with a machine learning model chained with machine learning. That's called LangChain. And then it have a constant data to learn or to make it better. It's constant data. And finally, constant chart prompts to not doing something wrong. Make sure that the prompt is also there. So this all mixed is called AI. Okay, so these kind of projects are now ruling the whole. Finally, agentic AI, guys. This is the last topic before I go to the demos. The two important aspects. One is whatever I kept is machine learning or AI. This is agentic AI. Okay, so finally, what is agentic AI? You develop one model, but you link all the models to a one more model called controller. Okay, so once you have multiple agents talking to one particular core model, and that particular model is called agent, and that agent will have a controller agent will talk to multiple agents and take a decision. And that particular technology is called agentic AI, where you have a single hub of intelligence which talk to multiple intelligence and take decisions. Okay, that is called agentic AI. So what all we discussed till here is a single agent, but multiple agents coming into picture. So you can see here data, filter, visualization, and then finally one agent. You are developing a model, but multiple models talking to each other is called agentic AI. Okay, so this is how it works. So you have example how the project works in a company. You know, like example, there should be some people who know the basics of AI, and there should be the team who know the AI life cycle, and then that team should know this common tool. It can be developer, tester, anyone. You should know what are the different technologies that we are using. Finally, bringing together, you develop a model, and you create multiple models, link together, and become a complete AI, end-to-end AI solution. Again, this is one more project I can show you. It will be like you can give a website, you can give one URL, and through that URL it can give you the ChatGPT interface about that particular website, and you can go and chart. Example, you got IT Talent Hub, and we got a chatbot here similar. So we developed ourselves. So this is the thing. Okay, so you can have the ChatGPT interface here, and it actually uses the information on the website and it creates a ChatGPT. Okay, tell me about a engineering course. Okay, engineering course. Okay, yeah. See here, this is our own chatbot that we created, and you can see here that it is giving the basic information. Okay. Okay, see here. This is our own chat GPT. We developed it. And this is the tool that we developed that. It's not a much complicated, but we developed ourselves. Okay, so like this, my point of view, there are hundreds of projects that we can see. Once we know the basics, guys, I'm telling you again, once we know the underneath fundamental of AI, you should be able to create wonders. Not only for you, you can go to the company and talk to a manager confidently. Please put me in AI engineering department. Please put me in a different. Please, can I work in AI, or shall we do some AI project? Or you can go and apply for that jobs where AI. You need to have basic understanding of AI. Okay, any job you take, guys, AI engineer. Okay, so here AI engineer jobs. The lot of jobs. Any AI engineering. Okay, so let me just found any role. Okay, so senior engineer. That the tools and technologies are same. So we will be teaching you one bootcamp course, and in that bootcamp course, I'll teach you different AI tools, basics of AI, basics of large language model, prompt engineering, agentic AI, and end-to-end AI projects. So I should be able to tell you how end-to-end, and I will show you most exhaustive projects, how the whole AI will work. And after this, you should be able to have different choices. If you can go to 50 AI engineering, which got 15% of coding, you need to know this is nothing but Python. You can go AI testing, there's no coding skills, and you can becoming a prompt engineer, like a business analyst come prompt engineer. So you can go to any of these courses. And finally, after the courses, we will provide you the placement as well. Okay, the point here I'm trying to make, listen guys, You all, there is a very basic fees for this bootcamp, which I will be teaching you different AI tools. Any questions, anyone? Okay, if not, okay, guys, thank you very much for your time, and see you in the classroom.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your
Thank you.
nice session.
Thanks so
I'll
much,
ping you,
Sriram.
Sriram.
It was really useful demo class. It was really useful. Thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you.